Bad night's sleep? Jet lagged? How to bolster your energy without burning out? Stay tuned. Bulletproof your energy even after a sleepless night. Hey everyone, Mazen here. Welcome to the Maxima Life. Did you know that when your body doesn't get enough rest at night, you're more likely to eat unhealthy food the next day? We all occasionally find ourselves getting to bed a little too late every once in a while. Life happens. Maybe you have a strained deadline to meet, or your kid got the flu, or you've just got too much on your mind and you cannot seem to wind down. It just happens sometimes. A less than restful night's sleep does not have to mean a next day of zombie-like drudgery. There are still ways to give yourself an incremental edge even when you are not able to get a full night's sleep. We've all been there before, and probably will be again. You look at the clock, you can't believe how late it is already, and then you do the math, and you have to be at the office in 4 hours. That dread of needing to drag your eyelid open when the alarm goes off sinks into your gut. You contemplate just not going to sleep at all at this point, because that seems easier than having to wake up. You think to yourself, tomorrow is going to be such a long day. When life happens and you occasionally end up with less sleep for a night, eating right becomes essential to your productivity and energy. Even missing one good night's sleep can destabilize your blood sugar, which reduces your physical and mental stamina. Today, I'm going to provide you with what you need to know about building and maintaining a well-rounded eating style that can withstand the negative effect of a bad night's sleep. Sleep is vital to our productivity, vitality, mental acuity, and longevity. Maximal achievers play the long game. Much like a finely tuned athlete trains in intervals, when we work hard, we know we need to rest just as hard. Of those nights when the rest we need isn't possible, recent research has provided a better understanding of how sleepless nights can affect our cravings, food choices, and nutrition. Armed with this information, we will be better equipped to continue to live the maximal life, even when we miss some precious hours of sleep. Study after study show that people who do not get enough sleep end up eating significantly less protein, but more fat and carbs. People suffering from sleep deprivation, even from just one night, also experience a heightened motivation to seek food for reward. That donut and sugary latte in the morning looks more tempting than normal when we are operating on low reserves of sleep. Homeostasis is a state of being where our internal environment is in optimal harmony with itself. It is what we call feeling normal. Anytime we do not feel normal, after a few drinks, after a heated argument, after a bad night's sleep, homeostasis immediately kicks into gear in an attempt to bring us back to normal again. Your body is a reporter, and getting back to normal means getting more energy. Energy is the antidote. And where is the first place we look for when we need energy? Food. There are multiple reasons why we feel more inclined to eat garbage food when we haven't had enough rest. The main culprit is a biochemical shift in appetite regulating hormones. When people don't get enough sleep, the hormone leptin decreases. Leptin is the hormone that tells us when we are getting full. Conversely, the hormone that tells us we are hungry, ghrelin, increases. The result? Overeating. A Stanford study revealed that when someone is sleep deprived, there is a significant decrease of leptin in their system. Once again, leptin plays an enormously important role in regulating your appetite because it lets us know when we are getting full. Chances are, when you are tired or sleep deprived, it will be very difficult to avoid junk food. Remember homeostasis? When you are physically and mentally exhausted, your body will start seeking energy, trying to feel normal again. Your brain will be looking for extra calories to keep everything functioning. Those quick calories can be found easily in chips, cookies, ice cream, everything you typically know to avoid in excess amounts. But you are no longer contending with your willpower. You are dealing with a biochemical shift in your ability to make good choices, especially when it comes to food. Researchers discovered that sleep deprivation creates an excessive response in the primitive parts of the brain. Brain scans done by University of California, Berkeley, showed that a sleep-deprived mind becomes hyperactive in the amygdala, the part of the brain that is specifically emotional, reactive, and survival-based. These scans also revealed a significant decrease in the frontal and the insular cortex, the parts of the brain that are responsible for evaluation, self-control, and rational decision-making. With these two major biochemical shifts in your brain due to sleep deprivation, you will be hard set not to struggle with making positive food choices when you wake up. The study participants that these scans were taken from did. In fact, every single one of them opted for junk food. Here is the bottom line, guys. If you do not get adequate sleep, you can expect an increase in temptation for more bad foods than you typically experience. The good news is, now you know what to expect, and now you can be prepared to break the cycle by using food to fuel you through those sleep-deprived days. Now you can better understand your biology, and you can leverage this information to optimize your brain activity. It's incredible the biological effects your food intake has on your ability to rest at night. Taking care to up-level your nutrition on sleep-deprived days will regulate your hormone function and prevent an amygdala-induced snack attack and shield you from many consequences of a bad night's sleep. I'm talking about reduced mental clarity, physical dexterity, productivity, and creativity. Your food choices really can save you from suffering the full impact of missing out on a good night's sleep. When it comes to food choices, deciding what you will do is a plan. Deciding what you won't do is a dare to your willpower. Don't play against your willpower. Make a plan. Exactly like we do in business, making positive choices for food input requires a strategy, an actionable plan, made in advance. This is where what we call choice architecture comes into play. To watch that episode, click here. Let's start with the 3 simple motions you can use to keep you on point. Motion 1. Amp up your hydration. I start every morning with 8 ounces of water. I find this to give me the initial boost I need to get off to a great start. When we're running on fumes from a poor night's sleep, there is a good chance we're also dehydrated. Even a 1% loss in hydration, which can easily happen overnight, can impair mood, concentration, and mental processing. Wow, something to remember the next time you feel irritable. There is not a single cell in your body that does not rely on water. Water transports the vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients that your internal systems need to all the cells in your body. When you're running low on sleep, you're going to need those rivers flowing. So start the morning with a few tall glasses of water. When you're sleep deprived, your blood sugar is going haywire and your kidneys are working overtime to process all the excess. It will take much more water than you might think to keep yourself hydrated while you're sleep deprived. Fill a big pitcher with water in the morning, or grab the number of water bottles you'd like to drink for the day so that you can be in conscious control of your hydration throughout the day. Motion 2. Use caffeine as a tool, not a crutch. Don't go overboard with caffeine. If coffee is part of your morning ritual, go ahead and enjoy it. But cut off yourself off of caffeine by lunchtime. While coffee may help initially, the effects will not last. You'll find yourself physically tired but mentally wired when trying to get to bed that evening. And this is the last thing you need. Yes, a shot of coffee will undoubtedly help you concentrate and improve mental stamina during stressful periods, in part because it boosts adrenaline. But caffeine not only stumps on the accelerator, it also blocks the access to the brakes. In the body, it adheres to the adenosine receptors on nerve cells. This prevents adenosine, a chemical produced in the brain and designed to slow nerve cell activity, from parking in its usual spot. So it cannot do its usual job of opening blood vessels and inducing calm and getting you ready for sleep in the evening. A study in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, they found that even a small dose of caffeine taken 6 hours before bedtime can disrupt sleep. If needed, instead of coffee or energy drinks in the late afternoon, a great alternative is to drink green tea instead of excessive caffeine. In addition to the beneficial antioxidants green tea contains, studies linked L-theanine, the amino acid in green tea, with feeling cooler under pressure. You see, the green stuff also comes with a jolt of natural caffeine. However, the caffeine content in green tea is much lower than that of coffee and does not have the abrupt effect. Prospective jitters and withdrawal symptoms are unlikely, and you will enjoy a focused calm. That's why green tea is one of the ingredients in my positive input protein shake. Keep in mind that when we use caffeine as a crutch, we're borrowing energy. And when we borrow something, we eventually will have to pay it back, and most likely with interest. Now, let's go to motion 3. Stabilize your blood sugar. This is a step that you will carry with you during crunch time, when it's too late to drink caffeine, but too early to go to home and get to bed. This is the motion that helps you to determine what to eat. Exhaustion combined with low blood sugar is a very stressful and even painful experience. After missing sleep, you start the day with marked disadvantages. Sleep deprivation turns into intense sugar cravings. Some studies have shown that just one night of sleep deprivation can make you as insulin resistant as a person with type 2 diabetes. Help to keep your blood sugar stable by prioritizing premium quality protein and healthy fats. This combination is key: premium quality protein and healthy fat. Sugars and simple carbs food such as donuts, pasta, and bagels will absorb like rapid fire into your system. It's better for that energy to fuel you more gradually in a way that will sustain you throughout your day and reduce your cravings. Using this motion, protein, fat combo, let's walk through your sleep-deprived day meal by meal. Keep in mind that this is in addition to continually hydrating. Okay, so for breakfast, choose protein-rich foods to be your defense against stress and the negative effects of a poor night's sleep. Putting positive food deposits into your nutritional bank account first thing in the morning ensure that you'll beat back the slump of not getting enough sleep. Some examples of protein would be cottage cheese, plain yogurt, a couple of eggs, chicken breast, or a premium protein shake. Now, let's go to lunch. Heavy carbs and overly rich meals will leave you feeling in desperate need for a nap. So eat a light lunch. When your already exhausted system goes into digestion, you need to have a light lunch so it'll be easier for your body. Enjoy a lighter lunch with a third of your plate from protein like chicken, fish, beans, or lean beef, and another third of your plate from non-starchy vegetables, and the other third of the plate from dense carbohydrates that include some healthy fats like avocados, olive, or coconut oil. Some examples of dense carbs would be sweet potatoes, quinoa, beans. Now here is the reality. In a rush, and when options are limited, I rely on a premium protein shake that is chock full of nutrients and energy supporters. When I have a day full of commitments, the positive input shake allows me to keep things simple, repeatable, and portable. Not to mention, the most important factor, the shakes help me keep my choices healthful. You can even optimize your food input to ensure a more fulfilling and restful sleep for the next time you go to bed by eating a calming dinner. This is the time where those hearty carbs can come on in. It's called comfort food for a reason. Have that baked potato, or that whole grain pasta, or that slice of warm bread. Carbs will keep your serotonin levels go up and your cortisol levels go down. This is the perfect internal environment for getting ready to enjoy a relaxing evening with your family and preparing your body for a good night's sleep. Now, let's talk about snacking. Snacking is when the sugar binge default really looms its ugly head. I want to say it first off. If you suddenly realize you just ate an entire chocolate cake or reached the bottom of that family-sized potato chips, there are ways to mitigate the negative effects of feeding your cravings. The first step is just to be kind to yourself. Seriously, let yourself off the hook. Because the odds already biochemically stacked up against you. It happens to everyone sometimes. Beating yourself up can only succeed in triggering a negative cycle of more binge eating and more cravings. As soon as you realize that your food choices are being overridden by sleep deprivation, switch to hydration, proteins, and healthy fats as soon as possible. Some healthy snacks include crunchy things like nuts, carrots, celery, and apples. Or try chewy things like coconut shreds or berries. Crunchy and chewy are two major snack factors, and choosing healthy alternatives bring additional relief of difficult cravings. We cannot always be where healthy food choices are accessible, but now we know we can lay down the blueprints for making healthy food options accessible in the environments where we often find time to eat. Make choosing healthy something that feels natural and right in the environment you are in, and sets the example for your entire team. Your sleeping and eating patterns are closely related. Now that you understand how food affects your brain and body chemistry, you can leverage that information to improve your energy, productivity, and mental clarity, even when operating on loss of sleep. The next time you have a sleep-deprived night, use the 3 motions I shared with you to make a plan in advance, so you can shield yourself from the negative consequences of short-term sleep deprivation. Having an actionable plan is a choice. Not having a plan is a dare that works against your willpower. Thank you for joining me today while we discuss the preventative measures we can make against a poor night's sleep. It's always possible to fuel our bodies with positive inputs. We need to live the maximal life.